right, everyone. We are live. Happy New Year, everyone, and it's going to be a great year. Can anyone hear me? Or let me see if I'm audible. Good, I am coming through, which is helpful. So, again, Happy New Year, and this is going to be a great stream. I've not done one of these in such a long time, and I just decided this morning when I got up, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like streaming, so yeah, it's kind of going to be a great day. I'm going to go hang out with some friends later on. Super excited about that. A bunch of live music by a bunch of blind musicians here in Austin, so it's going to be a great time. How's everyone else doing? And by the way, I do have my chat open, so feel free to chat me. This is a very interactive stream. And we're just going to be talking about my podcast and answering questions. So it's kind of a general live stream just to start off the new year on a great note. And yeah, so that's kind of going to be our little plan for today. But I just wanted to kind of see if anyone was here and how you guys are doing. So if you guys are listening, go ahead and chat. It will actually read it aloud since I am blind. Some of you guys may or may not know, but it will read out the chat to me aloud so that I'm able to hear you guys when you guys chat. So it's pretty great. It just reads it out loud. Super thankful for that kind of technology. But anyways, this stream is not to talk about how I stream. I do actually have a video about how I stream. I'll link it in the description, but I do have a little bit of a stream about how I actually stream, and I have a kind of a little bit of a insight about that, but that's a whole nother topic. And again, if I need to cover any more updates about that in 2023, I can gladly do that as well. Let me know. Again, you guys can go ahead and tell me what you guys like, dislike, and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of going to be part of the stream today, just kind of getting to figure out what everyone likes. We've had a lot of changes in the last year, and I just kind of want to talk about it. So I'm just making sure that we're all set up, which we are, and we're good to go. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the podcast. So a couple weeks ago, I went ahead and launched my podcast. It's called Booksight. Booksight is a podcast that I launched, and it talks about bookkeeping from a different perspective. So if you guys are not aware, I've gotten into bookkeeping and accounting over the last year or so, and I have a whole other episode about how I got into that. I'll link that in the description. But I've really started to like bookkeeping and numbers, and I actually have my own business now where I actually help people with their bookkeeping for their small businesses. And some news coming up, I'm going to actually be learning how to prepare taxes. So if you guys are on tax Twitter, which I've talked about several times, then you guys will have seen a whole bunch of posts from me about me wanting to learn how to do taxes and becoming an EA, enrolled agent, and asking a whole bunch of questions. I don't know how many times, and I've talked about this before, I don't know how many times whenever I go into a conference, especially for the blind, everyone asks me if I can prepare their taxes. And it turns out that a lot of blind people don't actually trust the systems in place in terms of they want a tax preparer who can relate to them. You know, blind people sometimes have complicated tax situations, Social Security and different kinds of income or other things. So they can kind of be a little bit more complicated. And a lot of times they were kind of asking me, hey, can you prepare my taxes? Can you prepare my taxes? I went to a conference and I got 5 or 6 of these different questions. And I'm just like, I can't prepare taxes yet. Well, then it kind of dawned on me, and I just keep getting requests, and I'm just finally like, all right, I got to do something about this because I'm getting so many requests for this. So I decided that I was going to start the journey of becoming an enrolled agent, and I'm going to be buying a preparatory course so that I can learn everything I need to do, and eventually, hopefully by the end of 2023, I will be an EA, and next tax season, I will be preparing tax returns. Super excited about that. We'll see how everything goes. But I just kind of wanted to talk about that, but more about my podcast, because I'm talking about different things in the perspective of a blind bookkeeper, right? Because I am blind, and not a lot of blind people are into finances, bookkeeping, accounting. That's just not something that blind people are into for whatever reason, right? A lot of blind people, just historically, if you guys aren't aware, they like music, tech, state rehab jobs, government. IRS, believe it or not, is actually a big employer of blind people. The IRS used to partner with a company, or a school rather, called World Services for the Blind. And they did a whole IRS training program where they taught blind people how to work for the IRS in different capacities. And so jobs like that were very, very popular among blind people, but never from like a tax perspective, right? So they kind of did some like customer service, but they never actually prepared tax returns, at least the ones that I've talked to. So those are kind of how that all works. But, there's a lot of those kind of jobs, but really not of the stuff that I'm doing. And so I want to be the one in the blindness community who can tell others, right, that are blind or not, right? Also, it's going to be for everyone about my journey as a blind bookkeeper and things that I do and how I can do it as someone who is A, new to the field, and B, who is blind, has disabilities. And I just kind of want to share my journey. So that's kind of what the Booksight Podcast is going to be all about. Super excited about that. I have 4 episodes, and I also have my interview with my grandmother because she runs a business, and I thought it'd be a great idea to go ahead and interview her. So I went ahead and did that, and super excited because that's going to be coming out this week. Be on the lookout. I did have a little issue last week with all of my YouTube podcast integration. It was kind of a mess, but I was able to figure that out. So I'm going to be re-uploading some videos and uploading videos. So you're going to see a lot of changes on the channel. Y'all, I have a goal. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers by March. Michael put this goal in my face yesterday. I'm at 452. I need to get to 500 by the end of January. Do you think you guys can do it? If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm going to have 2 pieces of content coming out a week. So I'm going to have my podcast, Booksight, and I'm going to have a YouTube video. In addition, I'm going to have a stream, I'm thinking the first Sunday of each month, about a Q&A style like this. So it's going to be a lot of content. It's going to be great. And it's going to be very, very cool. So that's kind of how that goes. I'm just making sure that everything is working properly. Yes. Good. Okay. I just didn't see any chat messages, and so I was just trying to test out the chat. Always want to make sure my chat's working properly because I haven't did a live stream in so long. I'm like, I kind of forgot how to do it. But anyways, I'm just kind of talking about whatever. Again, this is just kind of a ramble, but I'm talking about my stream and I'm talking about everything else that I'm going to be doing. All right, I'm just making sure that works. But regardless of that fact, it's just been super great because this year it's all going to be about the content. Michael watched a video from Sarah Dietschy about how YouTube is kind of, in a sense, going to make a comeback and is going to be doing a lot more like teaching on YouTube. And that's going to be coming back. And it's just going to be super awesome to have another place where I can show exactly what I can do in terms of QuickBooks. Because something else you guys may not know is I teach QuickBooks. So if you guys are interested in learning about QuickBooks and you want some training, go ahead and ask me because I do training $35 an hour. Right now I'm doing a little bit of a special. So if you guys want to go ahead and get some QuickBooks training, why not? I work on different sites as well, like Wyzant. I'm doing pretty well on there. I've got 9 hours tutoring. I can put my Wyzant profile in the description, but I'm doing good on there. And I also have other sites, and I do training as well off the sites, right? But I want to be able to get some more clients and things like that. So, yeah, so if you guys want training, I do tutoring. I do full service bookkeeping. I've got a client in San Antonio right now who I'm working with a hair salon. So I'm super excited about her. And everything is just going to be kind of falling into place. And that's how I think, everything's going to be falling into place. And I think that's what this year is going to be for me, is it's going to be a puzzle that's finally coming together. because I finally figured out that I love taxes and bookkeeping. Maybe a little bit too much, but I love it so much. I love finances. And the other thing, too, that I want to talk about is that a lot of people with ADHD, such as myself, do not like finances. They struggle. I mean, sometimes they get into bad financial debt, right? Because they don't know how to manage finances. It's almost me the opposite. I have ADHD, but I love finances. I'm super good at finances. And I think that's also going to be something, too, is going to be doing like a financial coach in a sense for like ADHD and others, because I can relate to them. So those are all kind of some things that I'm going to be exploring in the upcoming year. But, those are the main areas of focus, but other things as well. And it's just kind of going to be a great year to reset and just have a blast. And also, I have decided that I'm hiring a video editor. So I've done all my own video editing for this whole channel, but I've realized that, number one, I don't have time. Who does? Number two, the videos that I produce are not good enough for me to be able to win on YouTube. Let me explain by that. I can't really add all the animations and the visuals, and I can't really do a lot of the things that typical YouTubers do because it's just too visual. And so I decided that I was going to hire a video editor. Now, of course, for me, because my channel is not making any money, I'm not getting anything out of that yet, right? Because I'm not, making any money, and I have to be able to pay someone. But the thing is that I think that over the long term, it will be worth it, especially if I can be able to monetize this channel and to be able to make sure that my content is top notch. And so that's kind of where I have decided that I am going to hire a video editor, and I found one on Upwork yesterday. Super excited. So I went ahead and had them edit a new video that I'm having coming out very soon about if you should use QuickBooks for your personal budget in 2023. Because a lot of people ask me all the time if I should use QuickBooks for my own budget and your personal finances. And I talk about that in that video. So that will be coming out shortly, hopefully by the end of today or tomorrow. And that will be pretty slick. So yeah, that's kind of going to be a little bit of a channel update. We're going to have a lot of different content coming. I'm also going to be doing an interview with Bookkeeping Side Hustle. That's going to be coming up as well. And just be on the lookout. I'm going to be on Twitter. Of course, I'm on Twitter all the time. I tweet like crazy, I'm sure. But I am getting a lot of followers, too. I have 530, which is actually more than I've ever had, so it's pretty good. But I've also really been able to build my personal brand, because right now my channel is Taylor Arndt, and I like that because I don't have to have like Tech with Tay or other names. It could just be Taylor Arndt. So that's kind of how that will work as well. But, those are kind of some of the things. So we're going to have the podcast. That comes out every Tuesday. And then the YouTube, I have to still figure out a schedule, but I'm hoping that will come out once a week. And then, of course, the podcast will come out on YouTube. And I'm going to be organizing the channel a little bit better with all the playlists and things. But, yeah, it's going to be pretty good. And then I'm not going to be doing a lot of programming and tech videos anymore, because I often get that question as well, if I'm going to be getting programming and tech videos anymore. I'm not doing those. Those got a lot of views, but the thing is, I'm not really a programmer or tech person. I mean, I'm techie, right? But I'm not really a programmer type anymore. But if you want programming videos, my boyfriend, Michael Dowies, is going to be making some on his personal channel. So you guys need to go subscribe to his channel. So subscribe to mine, then go subscribe to his. Ring the notification on both, by the way. That would help. Get all our notifications, because that will really, really help us to be more discoverable, because he only has 35 subscribers. Let's try to get him up to by 50 by the end of the month. Can we do it? Let's go for it. So those are kind of some of the little things that he's doing. So I'm not going to be doing tech videos, but don't worry, because you're still going to get your fair dose of tech videos if you guys love those. So those are kind of going to be some of the things. I'm going to be mostly doing bookkeeping, finance, tax stuff. So if you guys like taxes and bookkeeping and that kind of stuff, stick around. And if you just like to hear what I talk about, of course, right? And everyone's welcome, of course. That's just going to be kind of my dynamic of the channel. But who knows? Anything is possible these days. So you guys just never know. That's why I try to keep you on top of your feet. And of course, I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. Is anyone in my chat? If anyone is here, go ahead and say hi. Let me see. I don't know. Am I live on Facebook? I should be. Let me make sure I'm live on Facebook, because I did put this on Facebook as well. But I did have issues trying to read my Facebook chats. And if that's the case, it's going to be annoying. Let me see. Just a second, y'all. Okay. Let me just make sure. Okay, no Facebook comments. Good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Again, I haven't done this in such a long time. It's probably my fault. I should have done more testing, but hey, it's okay. We're just flying by the seat of our pants today. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? Super excited that you could join the chat. I don't know why my speech isn't working. Again, this is what happens when I don't stream in 6 months. I forgot how to do everything. Yeah, so again, Michael, I was just talking about you and my channel here. If you want programming tech videos, Michael's the one that you need to look at. So if you see him in chat, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I want him to get up to 50 or maybe 100 by the end of the month. Haven't decided. I thought 50, but I want to actually do more, so who knows? I don't know. I can set unrealistic goals sometimes. Let's see. All right, let me figure out what the heck's going on. All right, let me get this together here. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I think my camera moved, Michael. Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. You only saw the top of my head. My camera decided it was going to move on me. I sincerely apologize. Thanks, Michael. That's embarrassing. But hey, again, I forgot to stream. I forgot to know how to stream, so, you know. Anyways. This is kind of, yeah. Not the best, but we make the use of it. All right. So, I'm just making sure. Okay. There we go. I got that, and yeah, there we go, Michael. It happens. You know what? It happens to the best of us, and that's just kind of how it goes. There we go. Now my chat's working as expected. So, yeah, so we've got Michael. Anyone else in chat? Anyone else here? If you are, don't be afraid to say hi. I'm always looking at the chat, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think that's kind of going to be a lot of the things that I want to just kind of go over. But there's just so much that we've done even in the past day or so. I've created a new Facebook group for the podcast. I'm going to be creating a new meetup group as well. So if you're into bookkeeping, tax, and accounting, I'm going to be creating a new meetup group. And that will be helpful for people to build a network. So be on the lookout. All right. Let me make sure here. Oh, you know what? I just accidentally had another message because I didn't acknowledge Michael's first message. So, yeah, that's going to be how that all goes in that regard. But I just kind of wanted to get on here, just talk about whatever anyone wanted to talk about, just relax. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of a relaxed day for me. I'm going to go hang out with some friends later on, and then I'm going to be doing a lot of content stuff and getting ready for the new year because it's upon us now. And, of course, if you're a tax professional, it's busy season. I know, you don't like those words, but it is. So, another thing that I really want to talk about is how to make your busy season less busy, because everyone is always stressed out busy season because they work so many hours, right? It's like, oh, I have to work so many hours. And I want to talk about how you can work less hours. I know that's really crazy, and I know for me, I shouldn't say anything. I really should just shut my mouth on this topic because I've never worked in public accounting, right? That's not something I've done. But you see, I have a unique perspective because I have done a lot of different things in terms of automation. And I think if people were to learn to use automation, it could maybe help a lot of people to save a lot of time, and that could make them a lot less busy. Again, if you're a public accountant and you just disagree with me, go ahead. Tell me in the comments. If you think that that's not the only problem with busy season, I'd love to know because I've never worked it. But I've listened to a lot of videos about it, and I have observed some things. So if you have any more thoughts that you want to tell me, why not? Go ahead, put them in chat. I respond to comments and all my chat messages and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of something else I want to talk about is how to automate. I've been looking at Jason CPA channel. He does a lot of channel stuff about the accounting firms in terms of how you can automate. He is an absolute tech savvy accountant. He's pretty cool, and I love his videos. I was on a binge watching spree of his content a couple weeks ago. And I watched so many videos. And if you guys aren't aware, whenever I like a video on YouTube, it automatically tweets. So I set up a IFTTT, if this, then that, which will basically look at my my YouTube. And anytime I like a video, it will post it onto Twitter. And it will say liked on YouTube. And I love that because it just kind of tells people what I like. And also it's just a great way because then people, like those tweets and respond and things like that. I've actually gotten a lot of followers out of that. But there's just weird things that you can do to try to automate. And I think that's something I want to talk about as well in the podcast. I have so many ideas for things I need to talk about in the podcast that, again, I could probably do an episode every day. But I think my podcast editor would probably hate me. Yeah. But I mean, maybe he wouldn't because I'd pay him every day. But still, let's not even think about that. I'm sure full-time podcasters, like Blake and all those, and David are probably like, oh my God, that'd be too much. But of course it would be, right? And then, of course, I was talking to them, and then Cloud Accounting Podcast mentioned my Booksight podcast, which is pretty great. So if you guys don't know about Cloud Accounting Podcast, I'll put them in the description as well. Great podcast. Blake and David are absolutely awesome. They talk about the world of cloud accounting, and they've been talking a lot about crypto and things and FTX, and that's how I've learned a lot about how that all went down. And if you guys haven't checked them out, go ahead. I don't know what you're waiting for. Great podcast. I actually changed my work day on Friday to listen to their podcast. So I have my lunch hour an hour early so I can listen to their show because it's so good. I have to listen to it live or else it's just like I fear missing out. So yeah, it's just that good. You just have to check it out. So, definitely something I recommend everyone check out. Always. But yeah, those are kind of some of the things that I've been into. And if you guys want a video about my favorite tax and bookkeeping YouTube/content creators, let me know because I've got a curated list. I try to subscribe to everyone that I feel like is helpful. And if there's people I missed because I'm so new to this field, if there's people I missed and I didn't subscribe to them, let me know, right? Because I have all my subscriptions public on this channel so you guys see who I subscribe to. But if you guys have any other suggestions of content creators who make content in this space, let me know. I would love to subscribe to their channel because I want to try to learn more and more and more. And again, other channels that I like, Bookkeeping Side Hustle, I'm going to be doing an interview with her, and it's just going to be a great year. So, anyone else in chat? Because I don't really think I have a whole lot more. But I just kind of wanted to get on here and just talk for a minute, just to kind of let some things out. But yeah, so I'm going to be updating the channel with some YouTube description. I'm going to be getting a whole new description. And I'm going to be uploading the budget video probably today or tomorrow. Hopefully sooner than later. And yeah, it'll be a pretty great video. So if you guys ever wanted to know about the whole budget thing, check that video out. And I don't really have anything else unless anyone else does. I'll just kind of stay on here for a second and see if anyone else has any questions. But I just kind of wanted to, again, just get on here and talk about random stuff. Talk about the podcast, which I think I pretty much covered. If you're not in the Facebook group and you want to join, everyone's welcome. It's in the description already, so you can go ahead and join the Facebook group. Again, if you want to check out the podcast, check that out as well. And I also have on the website for the Booksight Podcast, I have a way that you can donate because this podcast takes so many resources to produce, right? That I just want to make sure that it can be sustainable. So if you guys like the show and you guys like the YouTube, because I'm not monetized yet, right? Go ahead and just donate, or you can sponsor an episode or a video, and that would be very much appreciated because I want to try to get my YouTube and podcast numbers up, but as well as I want to try to make this sustainable for the long term. So I just thought I'd put that out there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just end this now because I don't really have anything else I want to go over. But it's been a great time. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, so it won't be as rough as today because trust me, it was kind of rough. And yeah, I think that will do it for this little episode, but have a great day, everyone. Have a great start of your new year, and let's go ahead and make the world awesome and solve all the world's problems. Let's go do all that. So anyways, I think that will do it for right now, but have a great day.